Hey everybody, Ash here with Gents, coming at you with a fragrance review. Today I'm taking a look at the newest Gucci Guilty fragrance, Gucci Guilty Cologne Pour Homme. This is going to be kind of a more casual review. I don't think it's going to run as long as most reviews have been lately. This fragrance was sent to me by Josh Thibodeau at Scent Sense. If you're unaware of him, he's got a great YouTube fragrance channel, so check him out. He sent me this and also a Hermetica fragrance. And I'm going to be taking a look at this one first because this one is the one that I've worn most from the two that he sent me. He didn't like either one of them, so that's why he sent them to me. It's not like he was saying, man, these are awesome, you've got to check these out. It's more like he reached out to me and said, hey, I hate these, do you want them? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll check them out. Then I don't have to spend the money to pick them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this. We'll take a really quick look at the presentation of Gucci Guilty Cologne. Then I'll break this one down a little bit, tell you what I think about it, and let you know if I think it's something you should check out or not. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the newest in the Gucci Guilty Pour Homme line. So that includes Gucci Guilty Intense, Gucci Guilty O, Gucci Guilty Black, Gucci Guilty Absolute. There's a lot of fragrances in that line. This one came out spring 2019, so it's been released here over the past couple months or so. This one was done by Alberto Marias. He was the perfumer behind this fragrance, and he has been pumping them out lately. Just fragrance after fragrance after fragrance. A lot of flankers, just a ton of releases done by him over the past couple years. When you first spray this one on, at least to my nose, it comes across a little bit aquatic and floral. It also has kind of a medicinal feel to it, and honestly, I don't really like it that much in the opening. There's a little bit of citrus there, and there's some sweetness, and the sweetness in this one comes across really unnatural to me, and it almost hits me like a wall, like I'm running right into a wall of sweetness. Now, I'm not saying that it comes across sweet in the sense of something like 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. It's not that kind of sweetness. It's just this kind of strange, like I said, a little bit medicinal, kind of syrup sweetness that's very thick. Like it comes across really dense in the air when it's coming off your skin. And to me, it's not really refreshing. With the fragrance name, like Cologne, when you throw that on the end of a fragrance name, usually it means it's gonna be really bright, fresh, uplifting, sporty, something like that. And with this coloration, kind of this like minty green color, you would think that it's gonna come across, really fresh and just give you like a bit of energy or something. It doesn't. It's just a wall of medicinal, unnatural, syrupy sweetness. Now, when I'm talking about that sweetness and saying that it's like running into a wall, I don't mean that it has beastly projection. I don't mean that it's gonna choke you out necessarily. It's not gonna fill up a room that you walk into unless you spray yourself like 50 times, which you shouldn't be doing that. But it does just have a denseness to it. And if you spray this on, you'll know what I'm talking about. It projects decently for the first hour. Again, not insane, but decent enough. After that, it sits closer to your skin. And I get about five-ish hours or so of longevity. So that first hour where you're getting decent projection, that medicinal, almost astringent sweetness is the main thing that I pick up, and I don't like it. There's also an herbal undercurrent in this fragrance, which is going to be that juniper and the rosemary, and that lingers pretty much the whole way through. So if that's something that you don't like, then this fragrance is probably not going to be for you either. Now, this dries down to being basically a powdery floral fragrance that comes across soapy, and it has a woody backbone in the dry down. So it's essentially just floral soap with woods underneath. That's the main thing that you're going to get. A little bit again of that herbal undercurrent, undertone that I talked about before, but that's mainly what you're going to pick up in the dry down, those woods and a powdery floral soap. Now, one positive from Gucci Guilty Cologne is that this does smell unique. It doesn't really smell like anything else out there in the designer game right now. So any other designer fragrances out there, this isn't trying to copy them. So that's a positive. At least it's doing something new. Now, does it really work for me? No, not really. It's not something I like to smell. It's not something I like to smell like, but at least it's different. It doesn't smell like all the other cologne or blue type fragrances out there. This is its own thing. So when you smell this, you'll know, oh, that's Gucci Guilty Cologne. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing depends upon your personal tastes. For me, it's a no-go, but at least it's unique. And that means that the last couple of Guilty fragrances or Guilty releases have been some of the more unique designer releases over the past few years. Guilty Absolute is super divisive, but it's a leathery, woody, earthy fragrance. Comes across very powerful, and a lot of people hate that one. That one too has a medicinal feeling, stronger than this one, I would say. But yeah, that one is very divisive, and this one too, fairly divisive. At least in my wearings and the people I've talked to, the people I've been around, Guilty Cologne has more people that dislike it than like it. But there's a possibility that it'll work for you or that you'll love it. That being said though, I definitely don't think you should blind buy it. This is not at all what I would categorize as a safe blind buy. So in my opinion, 100% sample this. Don't blind buy it. Of course, you might blind buy it and love it. And if that happens, then awesome. But I don't think it's really a safe blind buy. Or at least what you could categorize as a safe blind buy. Blind buys, by their very nature, not really safe. If at all possible though, go into a store, check this one out on your own, make your own decision, smell it off your skin. Maybe it reacts better off your skin than it does mine. Skin chemistry is a thing, after all. Get a little carded sample from somebody or a decant or something like that and give this one a try. Make sure that it works for you before you spend the money on it. Especially because this one isn't really at discounters yet. At least as of filming this video. So if you're gonna pay retail or close to retail, I think you should really make sure it's gonna work for you. That way you're not out a good chunk of change. For me, this is more of a spring and fall type fragrance. I know with the name, again, Gucci Guilty Cologne, you would think spring and summer, but I don't really wanna wear this in high heat, if I'm being honest with you. It does not appeal to me in high heat at all. I mean, it doesn't appeal to me a whole lot in general, but definitely not in high heat. It's got that strong, kind of unnatural sweetness that I talked about before. It's got a soapy, powdery floral feeling. The florals in this, along with the herbs, are the most prominent notes to my nose. Just all that combining together does not work for me in high heat. Just that unnatural sweetness that comes across, the herbal undercurrent, that herbal undertone, the astringency, the soapy, floral, powdery feeling that this one gives off. Definitely not something I want to reach for when it's, 90 degrees Fahrenheit and above. So yeah, spring and fall for me, more mild temperatures. And as far as day or night wear, to me, more of a daytime fragrance. And just me personally, this is not something that I would really want to wear to the office. Not something I'd want to wear on a date. Just limited almost to casual uses for me. Because the times that I did wear it casually around people or at get-togethers or to the office, it didn't really work out that well for me. People didn't like it off my skin very much. So that's gonna pretty much wrap this one up. Gucci Guilty Cologne Pour Homme. Thank you again to Josh for sending this to me. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Since if you haven't checked it out, please do so. He didn't like it, and I don't like it either. Like I said, I could see where this could appeal to some people, being a little more unique. It doesn't smell like everybody else out there, so that is a positive. It's just, it doesn't do it in a way that works for me. I don't like the way it smells. Other people didn't like the way it smelled off my skin. A lot of things that just don't do it for me. It just doesn't work for me. And as of right now, online, it looks like most people are kind of trending in that direction, that it doesn't work for most people out there, but I have seen a lot of people say that it works great for them. So again, if it sounds interesting to you, if the note breakdown sounds interesting, if some of the stuff I've talked about, that powdery, floral, soapy feel mixed with kind of an aquatic opening, a woody dry down with an herbal undercurrent that at times can come across medicinal or astringent. But I mean, if that sounds interesting to you, sample it, make up your own mind. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.